they've had some issues, and I want to see them because that's a guy. Look what he did yesterday. There was just the one or two. That one where he got the ball and made sure that it didn't get intercepted and brought it in and got the first down. That's a veteran play. If Miles Austin's only going to give me one or two of those a game and that's it, I'll take it. I mean, obviously you want more, get what I'm saying, but I'll take that, man, because they're important. Everything he does is important. It's a key third down. It's a catch on the sideline. It's that play that maybe a rookie doesn't have the presence of mind to make, or a young player, he's able to break off the route and go, listen, I don't care what the route calls. We need 4 yards and a first down. And so I like that, and I hope that maybe we're seeing him develop some chemistry with Hoyer too, because that'll all come in big. That's what I'm saying. When you put the jigsaw puzzle together, it's how all the pieces fit in. There you go, LG. Little targeted 5 times yesterday, caught 3. Good for him. I didn't watch. I didn't see that. I did see him catch 2 of those, but I'm just, come on, how comical that the first clip I see of Greg Little in a Bengals jersey is him dropping a pass on third down. That's all I'm saying, man. You couldn't write it that way, LG. All right, getting back to, you know what? I'm going to get a break here. Let's get back to the Browns. Let's get John McMullen in on the conversation, his thoughts as well. But wrapping up what I was saying, looking on the defensive side of the ball, let's not go crazy. Joe Hayden made some plays on the ball. Gilbert looked, I got to tell you, looked like his best game yesterday, which is fine. If his best game needs to come against Oakland, it's got to come against somebody. So then you can have your next best game, and you've got to continue to get caught up to the speed of the game. So from that perspective, I think Gilbert probably had his best game yesterday. Buster Screen, he got nailed on that one kind of little ticky-tack there. But, I like the way the DBs played. Linebackers played. Obviously saw the first really big impact play from Dante Whitner, and him making that play was huge. Joe Hayden picking it up, running it back the other way. That was a big one. Browns defense, again, Gibson. Let's talk about it, man. Tayshaun Gibson, last year, that was somebody that Ray Horton and the Browns coaching staff could not rave about enough. And we began to see him grow and really establish himself towards the stretch run of that season last year. Now you see that it wasn't a mirage, because there's a lot of guys that, are strong down the stretch, and then you come back next year and it was just a mirage. But man, he's coming up. He's a great center fielder back there. He's learning how to run support. He's and it looks like being around, this is what I say, I'm not one to bash Ward and DeQuell. It's different faces for a different regime, but he's obviously taking advantage of having a guy like Dante Whitner back there and his experience and his willingness to help behind the scenes. Obviously, I think that's part of the growth that we've seen. But man, Tayshaun Gibson looking good. So yesterday, against a rookie quarterback, against a so-so slew of wide receivers with an average running game, the Browns defense stepped up. Paul Kruger, I will give him credit yesterday. He was a man beast yesterday. That's what you want a guy to do when he signs for all them buku bucks like that. Can he keep doing it? Because he had a game last year where he had a big one, and it all added up to like 4 sacks for the season, but he got like 2.5 of those in one game. So can he follow up on 3 sacks? Can he follow up on forcing fumbles, getting in there after the quarterback? Keep following that up, because that, to me, is the true bite that the Browns defense is missing. I think we all know that. You're missing that violent pass rush, that true pass rush. Not we can get a guy in the backfield from time to time. I mean that pass rush that's aggressive. He's stepping up through one guy and then over to another one. You know what I'm saying? That you like Chicago. Oh man, Cutler. He was that Patriots game. I'll talk about that. 3 weeks ago, Tom Brady was on his way to the unemployment senior citizen line yesterday. He didn't do nothing but throw touchdowns. But that defense was annihilating Jay Cutler on the other side of the ball. I mean, towards the end of the first half, they pinned their ears back and just assaulted him and took that game over, man. That's the viciousness in the pass rush that this Browns defense is missing. It's much easier to put rookies out on an island if they've only got to cover for 3 or 4 seconds. You leave anybody, including Joe Hayden, back there for 8, 10, 12 seconds. Good luck with that, especially with today's rules in the NFL built for offensive success. So got to keep working on getting that pass rush, and Kruger was brought here to be that guy. Can he follow it up? We'll find out. Let's talk about all of this and some of the great NFL games that went on yesterday. Really, a good midweek slice of football action. John McMullen from the Sports Network going to join us next. After the news, we'll talk about it all. We'll get his thoughts on the Browns' victory, Tampa coming up next, look ahead to some Monday Night Football and more. Don't go anywhere. John McMullen talking NFL and Browns here from the Sports Network next, right after the news here on The Fix.
Get up and dismount, cause I'm coming with an endless amount of rhymes in a hurry, like a flurry, a collage, a camouflage, a power punch, but don't worry, in the smoke, right in that speed, I like with insight, I wrote rhymes on a level so you can't relate, unless you're intelligent, so stay awake, sleepwalkers, slick talkers, this time a native New Yorker, just riding up and shedding the wave to say the mental state of the fan, so he can understand my pencil's writing the rhyme in its highest form, and I'ma drop it on you like a bomb, and when it explodes, I'll blow up, a few casualties, but so what if you slow, you blow. You know you go, I flow, I throw, I pro, I go,
no work. You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
The Sports Fix. We'll be right back. It's an addiction. The Sports Fix. We'll be right back.
Business owners and professionals, do you want to take your business, your product, your team, your event to the next level? You want to advertise right here with the Sports Fix. Our listeners are among the most loyal listeners, terrestrial or internet. The Sports Fix universe is not only the radio show, but tens of thousands of fans on Facebook and Twitter. Email me, Jerry Myers, thesportsfix@AOL.com. That's thesportsfix@AOL.com. And let me help you swing for the fences and hit it out of the park right here on the Sports Fix. Whether it's an oil change or a new set of tires, Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck has you covered for your automotive car care needs. They're your neighborhood quick service experts. They also offer a low price tire guarantee. Choose from 13 brands, and if you find the same tires at a lower price within 30 days, Quick Lane at Valley Ford will refund the difference. They're open late Monday through Thursday until 9 p.m. and open early Saturday so you can check it off your to-do list and get on with your day. They also have a newly remodeled service lounge and additional service bay just for Quick Lane oil changes. Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck is located at 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 Bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 Bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. Come see why life is better in the Quick Lane. QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck. That's QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Signs and Ship, the official printing source of the Sports Fix. Locations in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Florida. Find out more at signsandship.com.
News break.
Good morning, I'm Bob Picozzi. It's not as if the guy is perfect. I mean, in 31 innings in his World Series career, he has given up a run. Exactly one run. The Giants are within one win of their third World Series title in 5 years because Madison Bumgardner shut out the Royals on 4 hits in a 5-0 victory in San Francisco, giving the Giants a 3-2 game lead.
Really, everything was working pretty well. Being able to make pitches on both sides of the plate and getting ahead of guys, not being predictable, and a little bit of luck on our side and having to hit it at guys. You got to have that. So, all around, everything felt pretty good. Game
6 tomorrow night in Kansas City, 7 Eastern Time on ESPN Radio. The Cardinals are in mourning today. 22-year-old outfielder Oscar Taveras, considered one of baseball's future stars, was killed yesterday in a car crash in his native Dominican Republic. Only the Raiders and Broncos have met more frequently on Mondays than Washington and Dallas. The Cowboys and Washington will do it again tonight, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. Yahoo Sports reporting no progress has been made in contract negotiations between the Spurs and Kawhi Leonard. If they don't reach an agreement on an extension by midnight Friday, he'll become a restricted free agent next July.
For over 60 years, Ferguson has been the name that pro contractors count on for plumbing, HVAC, waterworks, and more. They have the right products and the right people right around the corner. Put them to work for you at Ferguson.com.
You're listening to the Sports Fix. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix Live across the Sports Fix Radio Network. Rolling on here. Thanks to you guys for being... Wow, we're about to hit hour 2 already. It's super-sized, fun-sized edition of the Sports Fix today. Hey, man, like I said, with everything that went on this weekend, we're going to be talking here for a minute today. We got a great slate of NFL action. The Browns with an ugly win, but I'm going to... Hey, I said the word win. I don't care about the word that prefaces the word win, but Browns win. We'll talk about all of that with my next guest, John McMullen from the Sports Network. He'll be with us here just a moment. He's already on the hotline, ready to go. Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan. He'll be joining us next segment. We'll talk some Browns with him. He was down there checking things out. We'll talk Buckeyes and Penn State and what an adventure that turned out to be there in the late sledding of that one when it looked like it was going to be a much different game there for most of it. We'll talk about all of that with Dan Wismar. We'll reopen the phone lines for you guys and more. For now, Facebook.com/@thesportsfix, CLE, all one word. Email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. And hey, tell somebody else to join us because we've really just now got humming with today's Sports Fix because we're going to the phones and bringing on my man John McMullen from the Sports Network. John, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, Jerry.
As always, thanks for being here every Monday. And this one's a fun Monday here. And I'm not in any way just referring to the Browns getting a victory. As I said, ugly, definitely the word of the day, but victory nonetheless. But, man, just a great slate of games yesterday. If you're a football fan, yesterday there was a whole lot of, and this whole week, there was a lot of great games. I mentioned earlier, this is just a byproduct of the environment we live in, how yesterday they had the 4 quarterbacks with 400 yards in the same day for the first time. I guarantee you, within 5 years, we'll be talking about 4 quarterbacks with 500 yards in a game on the same day. It'll happen that quick after it took this long for you to get here just because of the way the offenses are taking off. But clearly yesterday was the day of the offense and the quarterback around the NFL. Well, not necessarily here, but around other games around the NFL.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, that's the nature of the game now. So when you face a quarterback that can throw the football with accuracy, you're behind the 8 ball if you're a defense, and that's just the nature of the game. We kind of talked about, Peyton Manning breaking the career touchdown record and things like that, and they don't have as much impact as they once did because, it is so easy to throw the ball at times. For whatever reason, the NFL's made that assessment that people like offensive football better than a good old-fashioned smash-mouth defensive game. Some people have gone the conspiracy theorist route and said it's because of fantasy football. I'm not sure why, but it's where we are, and it's just the nature of the game. So get used to it.
Oh, yeah. When I saw that stat pop across the screen yesterday, I yawned at it. I said, yeah, I'm surprised it took this long. What are you talking about, man? And we'll talk about some of those quarterbacks in those games. Man, I mean, Roethlisberger, that Colts game. But let's start with the Browns. An ugly win, but a win nonetheless. The Browns did what they needed to do. They took care of business, held the Raiders to 2 field goals until a late garbage touchdown there, right with very little time left in the game. And other than that, Browns defensively took care of business, in my opinion, as they should, had their best defensive performance of the season, but you should against a team with limited offensive weapons like that. But, it is what it is, and the Browns did what they needed to do to come away with a victory yesterday, calm some craziness in the media around, and get the win that you should have got. So talk to us today.
Yeah, it's winning ugly, and that's what we talked about, last week that they weren't able to do. So it's a step forward. No style points, but you don't get anything for style points. There's no AP rankings. We all can come up with our power polls, but they don't matter. The only thing that matters is getting a win, and they were able to do that. You look at it as a whole, you're disappointed the running game wasn't there. But Brian Hoyer was back to being, steady, if unspectacular. And they did the things they needed to do. And you talk about, I agree with you, the defense showed up and played well, but you talk about the offense